We are starting today a new series of videos called Gungaku Series. In this series we will study many of the Shizen knowledge on Gungaku. That is a part of what is studied under the whole strategy subject. Strategy has three main lines of action, three main lines of study. One of them is Gungaku, which we are seeing. There is the Senryaku and there is the Boryaku. So when it comes to Gungaku, we are discussing things that can be planned ahead, things that can be used, strategical elements that can be used before a situation happened. So when the situation arrived, we would have elements and we would have a more favorable situation for us. In this case, we're starting this series with a Gungaku called Mukae Utsu no Gungaku. This Mukae means to welcome someone or to invite someone, even to call for something. And the Utsu is a verb to shoot, to strike, to hit. So Mukae Utsu is a Gungaku in which we are planning ahead, attacking him, and then using his next posture in case he defends for blocking his sword, for putting him in a very unfavorable position so we can stab him in the case of a tanto or of wakizashi, or control him in the case of a jite. In every case, we're using the sori, or the curvature of the sword, so we can keep him restrained. In this case, in this particular case, when I enter, he blocks in the tori no kamae position. It is not interesting to enter from here because he can see my movement before, so he'll be able to, for example, lower his sword like this, and in this way he won't allow me to enter. So the best thing to do in this technique is to slide entering first, so I can come along my own blade and pass closer to him before entering already. However, it is not interesting to use the hamon, or I mean to touch the ha, to slide one ha on top of the other, because the kind of friction here is not interesting. So the best thing to do is to turn the blade upside down like this. So I have the mine touching his hamon, his ha. And so it is easier to slide. Although some masters used to say that the easiest way to flow or to slide in this kind of technique is using the side of the sword. For example, suppose we are here using this. In this technique, this is not interesting because I have a larger area, and therefore this pressure will be spread. You know, the power, the force I am applying will spread on a larger area. And I want to have a greater pressure. Then rotate upside down. So when I enter, I am already close to him. If I stay here, he may still lower his katana. I am exposed to the cut of my own blade. So to avoid this, there are two precautions we can take. First one is, once I'm here and I enter, I won't stay in the same center line. I will skip a bit aside. So if anything happens, he still won't cut me. And second, instead of just entering or just looking for a tsukauchi here, what I'll do is, what I'm going to do is I'll enter and place my tsuka, my kashira, on the top of his clavicle, like this. So if he tries to lower, or even before that, it hurts. So it gives me this brief slot time to take out my tanto and stab him, whether on leg or throat or even eye. In any case, we are always using the sori of the sword, the curvature of the sword. I have to say this is Gungaku because this is, it is not a heiho itself. A heiho always happened and it was used by some kind of soldier, of some kind of a military man, a man of arms, let's say, a samurai at that time. And this set of Gungaku, or Gungaku as displayed in our school, represents the methods of the Shizen people themselves. That means before they had to mix with the samurai class. He blocked. I will switch hands here. My hand will come near the tsuba and I'll enter, blocking him with this hand only. So the tsuba is holding, the mine is holding, and that is here again. The curvature, the sori of the sword allows me to enter, blocking him. Then I can find strategical targets on his body. It usually means eye, neck, throat, femoral, vein. Same thing if I'm doing a gyakukesa giri. I'm expecting him to defend. Then I'm using the sori of the sword as a mechanism to say a geometric artifact for the technique. And then I have exposed here his right leg. This kind of Gungaku could be used inside or with other contexts, which mean it is not just the technique itself. The right side is often covered by the sword. I mean, if I draw with my right hand, I'll have this volume covered. But it is a bit different for the left side. It is seen as a volume that is less protected. If I was walking behind him, and so I was trying to, we were just walking, he was walking, please. And I tried to catch him here, and he wouldn't allow me. But I can then slide my hand forward and use the sori of the sword, because this movement and this curvature allows me to enter in a weak line for him. And then I have many breaches on his posture. Another interesting position we can use within this Gungaku is, suppose the same technique, he blocked and I'm here. Now, when I enter and he's still here, I can still use the tanto crossing like this, so he can take his sword out. He's blocked in this cross position. And so from here, I may stab. In this Gungaku, using BGT, I'm here, we meet, I enter, and I use BGT to block this sword. I have both sori, I have the tsuba, the mine, and the BGT blocking his sword. Then I'll take his sword out, strike the katana first, so the katana falls to the ground. Then I'll strike him. Then I could proceed to capturing him. Same thing when we're using awakizashi for this Gungaku. So I enter, then, and I'm here. I will use the wakizashi for a cross position as well. So I'm here. Then I can proceed to piercing or even cutting.